Welcome to C.S. Lewis Inspired. Chosen ones, hear me now. What I'm about to reveal will shake the very foundation of what you once believed. This truth is not soft, it is not easy, but it is absolute, and it demands to be heard. You are not here by accident. You are not just another wandering soul seeking meaning in the void. No, you were drawn here by something greater, by a force unseen yet undeniable. God has led you to this moment, to this realization, because He has chosen you for something far beyond what this world can comprehend. A shift is coming, a spiritual awakening, and you, chosen one, must be ready, because the life you once knew, the life of comfort, of conformity, of blending in with the crowd, is over. The time for passive faith is gone. The time for following traditions without question is over. The time for sitting quietly in pews, reciting words without understanding their weight, is done. You must walk away from the church, not out of rebellion, not out of anger, but out of divine necessity, because you were never meant to be confined within its walls. The call to leave the church, a divine necessity. For centuries, the church has been a place of refuge for the lost, the searching, the uncertain. It has been a guide for those who need direction, a shelter for those who cannot yet stand on their own. But you are different. You were never meant to remain in that place. Churches are built for those who need guidance, for those who cannot yet find God without being led. But you are no longer in that place of searching. You have outgrown it. You were never meant to blend into a system that was not built for you. You were never meant to sit in the safety of routine when your destiny calls you into the unknown. You were meant to walk a path few will ever dare to take, a path that will set you apart, a path that will make you misunderstood, rejected, even despised, a path that the world will never understand. As C.S. Lewis wrote in The Problem of Pain, we are not necessarily doubting that God will do the best for us. We are wondering how painful the best will turn out to be. This journey, this exodus from the church, is not an act of defiance, but an act of obedience. It will be painful, it will stretch you, but it is the divine best for your calling. The restlessness you have felt, a sign you were meant for more. You have felt it, haven't you? That unsettling feeling deep inside, the realization that something is missing, even when you were doing everything right, praying, attending services, listening, obeying, you still felt distant, unseen, as if the presence of God was just beyond your reach. That is because you were never meant to find Him there. His presence was never confined to church walls. It was never locked within rituals, sermons, or traditions crafted by men. His presence has been with you all along, whispering in ways the world told you to ignore, calling you out of the old, out of the expected, out of the ordinary, and into something far greater than you ever imagined. And because you have heard that call, because you have felt the weight of it pressing on your soul, you have been tested, you have faced rejection, you have faced betrayal, you have been cast aside, labeled different, called lost. But that is because you unsettle them. Your presence shakes the foundations of their carefully constructed illusions. You challenge what they have accepted without question. They still need the church to feel close to God, but you don't. The corruption of the modern church, why chosen ones must walk away. The exodus of the chosen ones from the church is not a coincidence. It is not a rebellion. It is a divine movement, because something has gone terribly wrong within the institution that was once meant to lead people to God. The church is no longer a sanctuary. It is a corporation. Instead of being a place of genuine spiritual awakening, many churches have become obsessed with numbers. How many bodies fill the pews? How much money is collected? How big can the building become? Where is the fire? Where is the desperation for the presence of God? Where is the call to holiness, to transformation, to deep surrender? Jesus thundered in John 4:24, "God is spirit, and his worshippers must worship in the spirit and in truth." And yet, what do we see in most churches today? A hollow performance, worship that looks more like a concert, sermons designed to entertain rather than convict, preachers who act like CEOs rather than spiritual shepherds. This is why chosen ones are walking away, not out of laziness, not out of selfishness, but because we cannot stomach the inauthenticity. We hunger for something real, something raw, something so powerful and transformative that it shakes the very foundations of our souls. But instead, the church gives us a polished facade, a stage play, a carefully crafted illusion. And so we leave, because we refuse to be part of the masquerade. A faith without walls, finding God outside the church. One of the biggest lies the modern church has told us is that worship must take place in a building, that we must gather under a roof, listen to a sermon, and participate in structured rituals in order to be close to God. But Jesus himself dismantled this idea when he said in Matthew 18:20, "For where 2 or 3 gather in my name, there am I with them." God is not confined to a structure. He is not contained within a schedule. He is with us wherever we seek him. Some of the most powerful moments of worship do not happen in a crowded church service. They happen in the solitude of our rooms, in the stillness of the morning, in the wilderness where distractions fall away. Many chosen ones are finding that when they leave the church, their faith deepens, their prayers become more intimate, their worship becomes more genuine, because they are no longer performing, they are no longer fitting into a mold, they are finally, truly seeking God for themselves. Conclusion: the courage to answer the call. Leaving the church is not about abandoning faith. It is about stepping into a higher calling. It is about refusing to settle for a watered-down, commercialized version of Christianity. It is about finding God in the wild, in the raw, in the depths of personal devotion where no one is watching, no one is applauding, and no one is measuring your worth by how often you fill a seat. It is about becoming who you were meant to be. The world will call you crazy. They will say you are lost. But what do they know of true faith? What do they know of a God so powerful, so intimate, that he dares to break every tradition just to reach you? They do not understand, and they never will, because they are not chosen, but you are, and it is time to walk the path you were always meant to take.